Yo, guys, we got more news regarding Arc Raiders. We have another patch update, update 1.3.0. So they've made some balance changes. One of them being the deadline. The buy value went from 8,100 coins to 15,000 coins, and the sell value went up from 3,000 to 5,000 coins. And the cost for crafting it is the old way was two explosive compound, and one synthesized fuel. The new way is three explosive compound and two arc circuitry. And the deadline trader stock went from three to one, so we can only buy one per day now. And the sell value for the power cell went from 640 to 270 coins, which is it's not really much at all. Not really worth much at all. And then launcher ammo, the buy value, you used to get 10 launcher ammo for 6,000 coins. Now you get 6 launcher ammo for 4,500 coins, and the sell value went from 200 to 250. Not much of an increase there. Then for crafting, it used to be 6 launcher ammo for 4 metal parts and 1 explosive compound. It is now 6 launcher ammo for 1 arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. Launcher ammo crafting is available at the workbench without needing a blueprint. And for the Venator, they nerfed the Venator. The fully upgraded Venator had been overperforming recently, capable of outgunning full squads using close range weapons. We're retuning the fire rate gained from upgrades to pull down the pacing a bit, while still keeping its damage and accuracy intact. This should encourage players to take some more time with their shots rather than mag dumping the first poor soul they encounter. The community also rightfully pointed out that the weight of the Venator was inconsistent with the weights of our other pistols. So we've corrected that as well. So they reduced the fire rate gained from upgrades. It used to be 22, 44, and like 60%. Now it is down to 13, 26, 40%. And they also increased the weight from 2 to 5. And then for explosive damage, their dev note here says we noticed that explosives dealt damage more dealt damage to more parts at once than intended, allowing weapons like the Hull Cracker to kill larger drones too quickly. We've adjusted explosive damage to make it more consistent across the board, and we've rebalanced the damage of the Hull Cracker to account for that change. This will require Hull Cracker shots to need a bit more precision while still dealing good damage to the targeted spot. Rebalance explosive damage against arc for a more consistent experience. Explosions on smaller enemies, for example, turrets, are largely unaffected. Explosions on larger sized enemies, example Bastion, will typically deal a bit less damage. And I have heard that the Hole Cracker, they've nerfed it like too much, apparently. I haven't used the Hole Cracker since this patch went live, but I've heard they've nerfed it way too much. They're gonna have to retune it apparently. But I don't ever really use the Hole Cracker. I use the Wolf Packs, which hopefully as later on I get into this, they haven't nerfed that as well. So, but for arcs, they fixed a bug where arc could call down reinforcements outside the map. As for the shredder will now detect and move more reliably towards lure grenades. Sometimes they wouldn't chase lure grenades. They would turn around and look at me when I had just thrown one instead of chasing it. And the shredder movement and handling updated. They slightly reduced its turn speed, improved braking, stiffer suspension, and more consistent reactions to impacts for steadier behavior in combat. They also improved the shredder navigation to prevent it from getting stuck on corners when moving toward the player. They have done some audio changes. They reduced volume attenuation for explosion tinnitus and concussion effects to improve clarity. As for the maps, well, barricades can no longer be placed overlapping your character, preventing clipping through walls and access to locked rooms. And for the map, the Damn Battlegrounds, they also fixed an issue where players would get stuck in the dam control tower elevator shaft. Now, for Spaceport, they added a collision to the staircase walls and ceiling in the hidden bunker on Spaceport. They also fixed an issue where players could enter the wall near the launch tower ramp on Spaceport, preventing unfair ambushes. They also fixed an issue where players could access the locked room on the control tower without a key. Then, Blue Gate. They fixed railing props on Blue Gate that mistakenly blocked bullets. Shots now pass through as expected. For Stellamontis, they fixed a collision issue on Stellamontis near the train station that could cause players to fall through the terrain. They fixed the location in Stellamontis train station where players could get stuck. They also removed two player spawns on Stellamontis that were too close to arc spawn areas. They also fixed missing visibility collision on walls in the business center area of Stellamontis that allowed shots to pass through. Let's see what else. Okay, so we only have three more segments left. I'm not putting this up on the screen because this would be way too long. I'm sorry I didn't mention that earlier in the video, but it's just a really big patch note on top of the one we just had like a week ago. So for miscellaneous, they fixed a crash when using Raider voice proximity chat on PCs without AVX2 support. They fixed a crash that could occur when surrendering after reconnecting to the session. They fixed an issue where scavenging parts from the shredder could leave behind invisible collisions. Fixed an issue where the trial's weekly rollover could display an outdated rank. The celebration now reflects the correct current rank and the UI remains accurate during the cooldown period. Updated recommended AMD graphics driver to version 25.11.1 to reduce recent crash issues on AMD GPUs. And also, your Raider Den has been ducked out. And for movement, they improved enemy ground detection to better handle steep surfaces, reducing erratic movement when traversing angled terrain. As for the weapons, there's only two weapons mentioned here. That's the Philion and the Stitcher. So the Philion, they fixed an issue where the Philion tracers could become excessively bright at distance, reducing visibility for the player being shot at. They also increased its blueprint drop rates. And for the Stitcher, they corrected player facing stats for the Stitcher, showing incorrect scaling of reload times across upgrade levels. And they said, see you topside. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, guys. And if you want more updates Arc Raiders, when the devs provide us more updates on the game, then please consider subscribing as I am trying to stay up to date on those updates. I know I'm a couple days behind on this one, but I typically try to stay up to date on all the updates and everything Arc Raiders. So if you guys want to subscribe to see more Arc Raiders content, then please do so because there's plenty more to come. And if you liked this type of news that I provided here today, then please hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.